The forbidden timeline of Earth's history according to the Anunnaki. Based on numerous archaeological discoveries, artifacts, records and monuments found in the past by experts, it is believed that the Anunnaki, Sumerian, those who came down from the heavens, an extremely advanced civilization from an elusive planet in our solar system, came to Earth, landing in the Persian Gulf some 432,000 years ago. In the last couple of decades, numerous controversial discoveries have been made which challenge mainstream researchers and their views on history and human evolution. Every time we write about the ancient Anunnaki, we come across much discomfort from various sides of readers. While there are those who firmly believe the existence of the Anunnaki, and their arrival to Earth can explain many accounts which mainstream scholars cannot, there are those who believe that the ancient Anunnaki never existed and that extremely advanced civilizations never existed on Earth. However, in the last couple of years, a lot of researchers are changing their methodology and starting to think open-mindedly. The ancient alien astronaut theory presupposes that thousands of years ago, even before recorded history, our planet was visited by astronauts from another world, intelligent beings with technology beyond our own today. Many archaeologists around the world consider modern-day Iraq as the cradle of civilization. Between 3500 and 1900 BC, the Tigris and Euphrates River were the home of the Sumerian people who prospered in this region. Today, when we read or seek information about the Sumer and the Anunnaki or the people that inhabited that part of the world, we come across controversial author Zecharia Sitchin. In 1976, author Sitchin published his personal translations of the Sumerian texts in a series of books called the Earth Chronicles. According to Sitchin, the clay tablets describe an alien race known as the Anunnaki, who came to Earth to mine gold. Sitchin practically suggests that extraterrestrial visited Earth in the past because their home planet needed gold to survive. Based on numerous archaeological discoveries, artifacts, records and monuments found in the past by archaeologists and linguists, Sitchin indicates that the Anunnaki, Sumerian, those who came down from the heavens, an extremely advanced civilization from an elusive planet in our solar system, came to Earth, landing in the Persian Gulf some 432,000 years ago. This advanced civilization colonized our planet, and their sole purpose was to mine large quantities of gold. Approximately some 250,000 years ago, according to Sitchin, the ancient Anunnaki merged their alien genes with that of Homo erectus and created a species known as Homo sapiens, obtaining, as a result, a genetically bicameral species. However, humans were a hybrid species and could not procreate. Since the demand for humans as workers became greater, the ancient Anunnaki once again manipulated ancient mankind so they could reproduce on their own. Based on the Cosmic Code, the 6th book of the Earth Chronicles by Zecharia Sitchin, this is the real historical timeline of our planet. Events before the deluge. 450,000 years ago, on Nibiru, a distant member of our solar system, life faces slow extinction as the planet's atmosphere erodes. Deposed by Anu, the ruler Alalu escapes in a spaceship and finds refuge on Earth. He discovers that Earth has gold that can be used to protect Nibiru's atmosphere. 445,000 led by Enki, a son of Anu, the Anunnaki land on Earth, establish Eridu Earth Station I for extracting gold from the waters of the Persian Gulf. More Anunnaki arrive on Earth, among them Enki's half-sister Ninhursag, Chief Medical Officer. 416,000 as gold production falters, Anu arrives on Earth with Enlil, the heir apparent. It is decided to obtain the vital gold by mining it in southern Africa. Drawing lots, Enlil wins command of Earth mission. Enki is relegated to Africa. On departing Earth, Anu is challenged by Alalu's grandson. 400,007 functional settlements in southern Mesopotamia include a spaceport, Sippar, mission control center, Nippur, a metallurgical center, Sherapak. The ores arrive by ships from Africa. The refined metal is sent aloft to orbit as made by Igigi, then transferred to spaceships arriving periodically from Nibiru. 380,000 gaining the support of the Igigi, Alalu's grandson attempts to seize mastery over Earth. The Enlilites win the War of the Olden Gods. 300,000 the Anunnaki toiling in the gold mines mutiny. Enki and Ninhursag create primitive workers through genetic manipulation of ape woman. They take over the manual chores of the Anunnaki. Enlil raids the mines, brings the primitive workers to the Eden in Mesopotamia. Given the ability to procreate, Homo sapiens begins to multiply. 200,000 life on Earth regresses during a new glacial period. The Anunnaki, the biblical Nephilim, to Enlil's growing annoyance, marry the daughters of man. 75,000 the accusation of Earth. A new ice age begins. Regressive types of man roam the Earth. 49,000 Enki and Ninhursag elevate humans of Anunnaki parentage to rule in Sherapak. 13,000 realizing that the passage of Nibiru in Earth's proximity will trigger an immense tidal wave, Enlil makes the Anunnaki swear to keep the impending calamity a secret from mankind. Events after the deluge. 11,000 B.C. Enki breaks the oath, instructs Zuzudra, Noah to build a submersible ship. The deluge sweeps over the Earth. The Anunnaki witness the destruction from our orbiting spacecraft. Enlil agrees to grant the remnants of mankind implements and seeds. Agriculture begins in the highlands. 10,500 B.C. The descendants of Noah are allotted 3 regions. Ninurta, Enlil's foremost son, dams the mountains and drains the rivers to make Mesopotamia habitable. Enki reclaims the Nile Valley. The Sinai Peninsula is retained by the Anunnaki for a post-diluvial spaceport. A control center is established on Mount Moriah, the future Jerusalem. Ra, Marduk, Enki's firstborn son, divides dominion over Egypt between Osiris and Seth. Seth seizes and dismembers Osiris, assumes sole rule over the Nile Valley. 8,970 B.C. Horus avenges his father Osiris by launching the First Pyramid War. Seth escapes to Asia, seizes the Sinai Peninsula and Canaan. 8,670 B.C. Opposed to the resulting control of all the space facilities by Enki's descendants, the Enlilites launch the Second Pyramid War. The victorious Ninurta empties the Great Pyramid of its equipment. Ninhursag, the half-sister of Enki and Enlil, convenes a peace conference. The division of Earth is reaffirmed. Rule over Egypt transferred from the Ra, Marduk dynasty to that of Thoth. Heliopolis built as a substitute beacon city. The Anunnaki establish outposts at the gateway to the space facilities. Jericho is one of them. 7,400 B.C. As the era of peace continues, the Anunnaki grant mankind new advances. The Neolithic period begins. Demigods rule over Egypt. Urban civilization begins in Sumer as the Anunnaki re-establish there the olden cities, beginning with Eridu and Nippur. Anu comes to Earth for a pageantful visit. A new city, Uruk, is built in his honor. He makes its temple the abode of his beloved granddaughter Inanna, Lshtar. Kish's first capital under the aegis of Ninurta. The Alanda began at Nippur. Civilization blossoms out in Sumer, the first region. 3,450 primacy in Sumer transferred to Nannar, Sin. Marduk proclaims Babylon gateway of the gods. The Tower of Babel incident. The Anunnaki confused mankind's languages. His coup frustrated, Marduk, Ra returns to Egypt, deposes Thoth, seizes his younger brother Dumuzi who had betrothed Inanna. Dumuzi accidentally killed, Marduk imprisoned alive in the Great Pyramid. Freed through an emergency shaft, he goes into exile. 3,103, 350 years of chaos end with installation of first Egyptian pharaoh in Memphis. Civilization comes to the second region. 2,900 kingship in Sumer transferred to Uruk. Inanna given dominion over the third region, the Indus Valley civilization begins. 2,650 Sumer's royal capital shifts about. Enlil loses patience with the unruly human multitudes. 2,371 Inanna falls in love with Shahrukhin, Sagan. He establishes new capital city. 2,316 aiming to rule the four regions, Sargon removes sacred soil from Babylon. The Marduk-Inanna conflict flares up again. It ends when Nergal, Marduk's brother, journeys from South Africa to Babylon and persuades Marduk to leave Mesopotamia. 2,291 Naram-Sin ascends the throne of Akkad. Directed by the warlike Inanna, he penetrates the Sinai Peninsula, invades Egypt. 2,255 Inanna usurps the power in Mesopotamia, Naram-Sin defies Nippur. The great Anunnaki obliterate Akkad. Sumer and Akkad occupied by foreign troops loyal to Enlil and Ninurta. 2,220 Sumerian civilization rises to new heights under enlightened rulers of Lagash. Thoth helps its king Gudir build a ziggurat temple for Ninurta. 2,193 Terah, Abraham's father, born in Nippur into a priestly royal family. 2,180 Egypt divided, followers of Ra, Marduk retain the south. Pharaohs opposed to him gain the throne of Lower Egypt. 2,130 as Enlil and Ninurta are increasingly away, central authority also deteriorates in Mesopotamia. Inanna's attempts to regain the kingship for Uruk does not last.